Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Father Fred, and I know you prefer being called Fred, and I'm honored to address you as Fred today. It's a big joy that you have given us this occasion to come and celebrate your priesthood and in turn celebrate this priesthood of ours. There are many of these. So those of you whom Father taught, stand up, you priests. Those whom Father taught, you are here. Thank you. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you so much. He also taught me. I will explain. Father, I saw him from afar in 1984. Mwaka 1984, they were being ordained in Kisoko. And he was with the Father Matseche, Father Nyaki, Father Gaspar, and himself. There were 4. And they were ordained on the 8th of December, the feast, the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception, which we celebrate today. So it is a very happy and holy coincidence. So I remember at that time, I was in Tindinho, I had just finished Tindinho from 6, and we attended the ordination. Now on that day, they slept in my home parish of Ejinja. So I remember Father James Mabele drove them to Kisoko from Ejinja. But I didn't get a chance to greet him at all. Because of his height, I could see him from afar. And his father, after the parents handed them to the bishop, Philip Sulumeti, he asked his dad, Father Kasimiri Ikal, to speak on behalf of the other parents. And he spoke. Now, the things he spoke, I don't remember everything, but I only remember one. He told them that as priests, you should never be late for Mass. I remember that Moses said in 1984. And if you know, I try not to be late for Mass, okay? I learned it on that day. So then afterwards, in 1992, Bishop Longinus Atundo called me. I was in Rome by then, I was a seminarian, and Bishop Atundo called me, and he told me, can you please go and meet Father Decor at the airport in Rome? So that time I was on leave in Rome, far from Rome, in Italy. I came to welcome him. So I took him from the airport, and he bought me supper. No, he bought me supper. He was. So since then, we have been friends. We bonded since then, okay? So that is my personal relationship with him, how it began, okay? Now, I am very humbled that he gave me this chance today to preach on such a momentous occasion. I know in these 40 years, he has many good friends who know him better, but I thank you for giving me this opportunity to celebrate with our people here, and to honor you and to show you how much we love you, and for having lived this priesthood for 40 years. You are the oldest. You and Simon, you are the oldest in the priesthood in this diocese. And as Kenyans say, we don't take that for granted. No, it's not something we take for granted. Today, the readings, as you can see, they are about the Virgin Mary. Unfortunately, I had the same readings 3 days ago, when the legionaries all over the diocese, there were about 10,000 of them, we were in Bumutiru, and these were the same readings. So you can see the challenge I have, isn't it? What I preached, I have seen it even on TikTok, okay? So now, I'm not going to preach so as to be on TikTok, but I'll try to preach about the Virgin Mary is an inexhaustible resource. You can never exhaust her. Now, on the Virgin Mary today, there are 3 aspects of the Virgin Mary which I would like to imitate in my life and which I also see in Father Odikor. Those qualities of the Virgin Mary that I have seen in Father Odikor, and I would like to share them with you. Are you ready? I will say them in English, and then after that, I will translate for myself in Kiswahili, okay? So, the first one is precisely this yes of Mary. The yes of Mary today, that I am the handmaid of the Lord, let it be done to me according to your word. That is the yes of Mary, which is a response to the grace that she had been enriched with since conception. That yes of Mary is the yes that we priests, in particular myself, we try to enact and to imitate the obedience. There is no priesthood without obedience. And that we learn from Mary. For Mary, that obedience, shortly after, as you know, that obedience is like the one of Abraham. That yes, it is the yes to the unknown. It's the yes of the faith. That in faith, God will lead you into the unknown. You don't know what he will plan for you next, what he will ask you to do next, what he will ask you to become next. It is the yes that says, I accept the unknown. I am ready for the unknown. And that is what the Virgin Mary teaches us. And I have seen it in Father Fred. You, Mary, was told immediately, carry the child to Egypt because Herod wants to kill him. It was a yes. Go and present him to the temple. It was a yes. Go and see that they have no wine. It was a yes. Leave him to leave home, to go and carry out the mission of God. It was a yes. Leave him to die, a painful death on the cross. It was a yes. And recently, we have just put a statue in the grounds of our cathedral, the most famous statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's called the Pietà. It was painted by Michelangelo. If you go there in the cathedral grounds, you'll see it. And if you see it, it is a homily in itself. It is our blessed Lord, as he was taken off the cross when dead, he was given to he was put on the lap of the Blessed Virgin Mary. She's holding him when he is dead. And herself, it was a yes, even when he is dead. That is what the yes of the faith in God carries us. It leads us into the unknown. I don't know many things. I have not opened any files. I am sincere. From Father Odikor himself, as a friend, he has told me that yes, what he has told me, you can see what it has done for him. For him, his life up to today has been a yes, always obeying. I remember he started off in Mukumu as a locum tenens, immediately after the ordination. From there, you became the parish priest of Busia. And therefore, also, you are told to be the second founder of Mundika. From there, then you are told to go to Rome to study at the Biblicum, the most difficult subject that I know, not that I studied. Father Nani is here, who is this father, the biblical scholar in Eric. You know how hard it is, isn't it? Yes, he has also a doctorate in scripture. Now, Biblicum, father came there. What you know, Biblicum is very difficult, but was always yes. I remember we were with you. I was a student, but you are very kind to me, always there, even despite struggling with languages. You are not only studying Italian, you are studying Hebrew, you are studying Greek, you are studying German, you are studying what? All those things. So it was always yes. When you came back here, it wasn't for you to worry whether to work in the plains here in Chakol or on the mountain in Kibuk. It was always yes. From there, even the towns of Webuye, I think, it was always yes. And now, at the moment, for 10 years in the city, always yes. Okay? So, thank you for your yes, to go into the unknown, always ready to say, I am ready to go and serve. And not only serving to say yes, but also serving well. So we thank you for this gift that you have brought into enriching this priesthood. Secondly, the second quality of Mary, which I see in our priest, is Mary, the best thing that you can ever, and as you know, I always complete my intercessory prayers every day at Mass by invoking the Virgin Mary, because she intercedes for us. She stands there for us. She's generous. She gives herself, that he asks God to bless us, to be good. That is the most important aspect of a priest, that we don't become priests for ourselves. We become priests for other people, that we intercede for them. And above all, like Mary, we intercede for them before God without personal gain, without personal interest, without personal favor. That is where Mary beats us. That we can pray for people even if we don't like them. That we can help people even if they have hurt us. Am I clear? That we only get from Mary. Father Fred, so that is, Father, what I have seen in you, and may I be like that too, that I can intercede for other people, even if I'm not the one going to gain, that they are better, they are closer to God, that other people can be promoted, can be helped to grow, to study, to be better people. Not that they pay you, but for the glory of God. Thirdly, what I have seen in the Virgin Mary, and I would like to be also, is the Virgin Mary as a human being. I don't think any human being could compare the pain that the Virgin Mary bore. That the Virgin Mary was aware that when she was saying yes, it did not preclude pain and suffering and human temptation. It didn't. That all of us, when we receive the grace of ordination or baptism, or we say yes to any commitment, it does not mean we are perfect human beings. That God himself will leave us to be tempted, to suffer, to be sick, to struggle with daily life. Indeed, the Virgin Mary, as I've told you, she bore the pain, knowing that the child she was bringing up was going to be crucified. For all those 33 years, she lived with that pain, that this child is going to die, and I'm going to witness that pain. That is very painful. Despite her being full of grace, God did not preclude, did not remove pain, human suffering from her. Indeed, as priests, particularly myself, I'm encouraged by the Virgin Mary. I'm also encouraged by Father Fred and many others who bear the pain without complaining, without bitterness. May the Virgin Mary bring us to understand God better through the pain. Father, we thank you for what you have undergone, particularly this year, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and for coming to us with a smile. And above all, you have never failed to share with me that pain. And I want you to know that I share that pain indeed, what you go through. And may the Virgin Mary continue strengthening you as you imitate her. Sasa nilikuwa nasema ya kwamba Mtakatifu Mama Maria ambaye siku hii tunasherekea kuumbwa kwake bila dhambi ya asili. Hiyo ndio maana tuka hapa tunamsherekea, na mimi namsherekea Bikira Maria kwa vitu vitatu katika kulingana na haya masomo, na hivyo dhihirisho tatu ninaona vile vile kwa maisha ya Father Fred. La kwanza ambalo nimeona Bikira Maria akiwa nayo ni kukubali mwaliko wake Mwenyezi Mungu, na hiyo kukubali utii wa Mama Maria ni kusema kama Abrahamu, ni kusema ya kwamba, ni kukubali ya kwamba katika imani unakubali yote. Unakubali yale ambayo huoni, yale ambayo Mungu mwenyewe anajua na atakuonyesha baadaye. Mengine ni mengi. Sasa katika huo utii tumeona Father Fred akianzia Mkumu, akienda Busia, akienda Mundika, akienda Roma, akienda Chakol, akienda Kibuku, akienda Webuye, akiwa hata kwa university. Na mimi nilikutana na profesa mmoja miaka iliyopita wakati Father alikuwa ameenda university. Profesa huyo tulikuwa naye tunasafiri kutoka Ureno, we on the same plane from Portugal. Akaniambia, I am so impressed with Father Fred. Katika kantarasi yake ya kuanzisha kusoma kuwa mkufunzi hapo university, hakutaka pesa, alitaka tu kufundisha. Huyo profesa aliniambia kwa ndege, kaniambia huyo padre ni mzuri sana. Watu wengi wangepigania hizo pesa, lakini yeye anasema hapana, Kenya askofu ameamua nitapata. Aliniambia hiyo. Msiseme hivi kwa sababu ni kwa askofu. Wakati huo nilikuwa askofu. I'm not saying this because I'm the bishop. That professor told me, Father said, what the bishop has decided that it is my allowance is my allowance. Wakamwambia hapana, pigania nyingi. Akasema hapana. I heard when he became a professor there. I heard. Sasa hayo ndiyo tunataka. Ya kwamba Father, vile umekuwa mfano wa utii, uendelee kumuiga mama yetu Maria, na mimi vile vile naomba niendelee kuwaiga nyinyi kwa huo utii ambao unakupeleka kwenye utarajii. Unakubali tu. Kila unaambiwa nenda mountain, unaenda. Nenda huku wapi, unaenda. Na unafanya kazi. Sio kwenda tu na kukaa huko. Hapana, unafanya kazi. Unatimiza kazi. Kingine ambacho nimeona siku ya leo kuambia kuhusu Father na Bikira Maria ni kujali wengine. Kazi ya Bikira Maria ni mama yetu, kwa maana anatuombea. Kila wakati sisi tunaomba ili Mama Maria atusaidie, kwa sababu yuko karibu na Mungu. Kazi ya upadri, kazi yoyote ya upadri, msingi wa kazi ya upadri ni kuombea watu, kujali maisha ya watu, kuwa ukarimu, kuangalia maisha ya watu na kuwapeleka kwa Mungu. Father ndio ananihimiza sana. Father hapendi mtu aumizwe kwa muda mrefu. Anapenda mtu asamehewe. Ukianzisha parokia yoyote, sasa hapa tunataka kuanzisha kokare nini, Father niambia, I'm waiting for kokare. I'm waiting for machaha. I'm waiting for I don't know. Sasa hii tuko hapa na parokia ingine hapa karibu inaitwa Kimaiti na nini. Hayo, mtu ambaye anataka watu wengine wapate huduma. Lakini sio eti yeye mwenyewe apate peke yake. Mnanielewa? Yaani hakuna uchoyo. Okay? Sasa la tatu ambalo mimi naona kwa Bikira Maria, ya kwamba tukiitwa, tukipewa neema, hata Bikira Maria alipewa neema kuliko wote vile tunavyosali, lakini Mungu alimwachia huzuni wa kibinadamu. Huyo aliendelea kuwa nao. Kwa hivyo sasa sisi, Father najua ameteseka sana, ameteseka, anahuzunika, anakuwa na ugonjwa, lakini amekuja leo, anatabasamu, anakaa na sisi ili tusherekee mazuri ya Mungu aliyomtendea. Sio without bitterness ya kwamba mimi na ni mgonjwa, sitaki hii kitu, sitaki. Hapana. Kuja watu si maisha sio yako, upadri sio wako. Wacha sisi tushukuru Mungu kwa kazi ambayo umetufanyia, kwa mwaliko ambao umekuwa nao. Na kwa hayo machache naomba nikae chini. Asante.